make a right, then make a right, then make a left. Titty sitting up high, Miss Nigga tough guy, sipping on a Mai Tai, money on the uprise, left, right, uppercut, punchlines make a duck, right hooks up the cut, platinum hits, fuck is up, pop star, rock star, dark skin bitch, 24-inch waist man, dingo dick, do you wanna take a ride on my ego trip, slow down when you riding this ego stick.
It is no mere coincidence that throughout human history, the woman has been a central theme of great works of art. Whether art, literature, music, poetry, or the many other ways in which man manifests his love for beauty, women has inspired the arts through and in a vast array of mediums. Artistic beauty provokes internal emotion. It silently arouses astonishment and leads to an exit from self, an ecstasy where you can appreciate your beauty and others' beauty as well. What happens when a woman lives from her true feminine energy? Instead of battling the opinions of the world, she embraces her true essence and lives according to her own natural design. She feels safe to soften into her authentic self, releasing the need for masculine shields and defenses that dull her inner light. She no longer has to pretend to be someone she's not. A woman rooted in her organic feminine essence stands firm in her value and integrity, radiating the energy needed to embody her purpose and leave her mark on the world with grace. She feels safe to surrender to herself, to the world, and to God, breaking free from patterns of self compromise that arise from external projections, distortions, and expectations. Living from her true nature, she remains grounded in her true femininity and heart.
One of the main reasons people do not obtain what God actually wants to give them in this life is because they are in agreement with smallness. I'm reminded of when God wanted to give the people the promised land, and he was literally handing it over to them. He told them, "This is yours." And they went to go scout out the promised land, and they were so filled with insecurity, so in agreement with smallness, that they came back and said, "The people in the land, they were giants, and we were just grasshoppers." They saw themselves as grasshoppers. They saw themselves as so small. And because of that, they were afraid to take over the land that God was literally handing over to them. I believe that is like many of us today. We do not take hold of the big things God wants to give us because we're so in agreement with smallness, we don't see ourselves even worthy of taking hold of it, even though God is saying, "Hey, it's yours." I will never forget when God convicted me and told me, "You need to come out of agreement with smallness. You need to come out of agreement with it because I did not create you to be small. I did not create you to do small things. I've created you to do big and great things. But if you never come into agreement with the big things that I have for you to obtain, you will never see them." And I believe so many people need to hear that. They need to come out of agreement with smallness and into agreement with the bigness that God has placed on the inside of them. And it just makes me so upset and sad to believe that I lived so many years under this glass ceiling that I placed over myself when God was saying, "Hey, if you would just shatter that, I have this for you. I have this for you. I have this for you." I just really believe that so many of us do not obtain what God wants us to obtain because we see ourselves inaccurately. We see ourselves as small.
With the current state of our country, and I wrote this song specifically for Black women.
I'm a huge advocate
As a
for
dark-skinned
women's
woman,
rights and their ability to
as
express and create themselves in many interesting ways, but not infringing on others' rights, of course. I'm a natural born woman, which allows me to understand the depths of our issues, insecurities, low self esteem, anger, no self love. All of this is because we are not being heard and not being seen in the proper light. I don't label myself as a feminist. I am not a lesbian. I am not bisexual. I'm a simple middle aged woman encouraging younger women to love themselves and learn from some of my mistakes I made when I was young.
Smoke some, don't forget the drum. Get your bank and make your come away, away. Smoke some, don't forget the drum. Get your bank and make your come away, away. Smoke some dope. When I get older, I want the money and power so I can make it go away, make it go away. Smoke some dope. When I get older, I wanna move out the country so I can make it go away, make it go away. I wish I wasn't dark so I could look like Beyonce. I wish I had a big ego like Kanye. Then maybe I could spit 3 stacks like Andre. And we ain't gotta walk 3 blocks to do laundry. Or I could be Erica, sing about the moon and astro decked out America. Huff and puff my way off the bus like a blunt to your fair.